Well, hey there team, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Vampire Survivors. So this has just gone into version 1.0, or yeah, plus change. So I, at great effort, figured out how to reset my save, which is not something that's built into the game, because I've played a lot of this. This is my sort of in-between things. If I've got something encoding in the background, or I'm sitting in a Teams meeting I'm not really paying much attention to, I'll be chipping away at this. So we're back to 0 on the collection. Oh, I guess those must be defaults. There's no patch notes inside, so we can't really go over it too much, but it's been a while since I even looked at this. I looked at this a long time ago. There's been a lot added. It's actually had quite a bit added over time. A lot of cool modes, not just your sort of hyper modes and that, but characters. Like even if you go to power-ups, you essentially earn currency that goes into each of these. I feel like you'd have to have been living under a rock if you're not at least aware of this game. This game has ushered in an entire new wave of genre, rogue-like, idle-esque, bullet hell, incredibly fast-paced, power creep session-based games. And you're starting to see all the clones or inspirations or whatever terminology you'd like to use come out of the woodwork now, because they would have gone into production a year ago and they're all starting to release pretty much every day now. Anyway, so there's a shitload of stuff to do. Look at this, lots and lots of stuff to do. But is it fun? Yes, that's what really matters. So we just start with this dude here. Even though these ones are grayed out, and does it give you an idea? Oh no, you can buy them for currency. For meta currency, you can unlock them. But there's so many more dudes. Just because you see these grayed out ones, that's just the ones you can buy at the moment. The others are all locked behind progression, right? I don't know if it'd be the collection. It'll be in unlocks. You can see there's items here. Items. Well, there's a character there. Survive 20 minutes with at least plus 10% curse. Oh yeah, okay, cool. So you can figure it out. You can also launch this game with a Steam overlay. It was something they added after launch, and you can kind of use like global achievements if you want to give you an idea of what you haven't unlocked. I found that to be a fairly quick reference thing that you could do while you're in game. Press Shift Tab. Even though I'm not a huge fan of achievements, they kind of track one-to-one with the game's unlocks. Anyway, let's jump in as this dude, Antonio. Gain 10% more damage every 10 levels and a max at plus 50%. Oh, what is this new music? This might be new music, or it might just be that I've played without music for so long. So he just auto attacks. I'm not doing anything, but it's at a set attack speed. It'll do a set amount of damage. They drop their little bloody... it feels weird explaining this, because I feel like anyone that's ever watched my channel should know. But you pick them up, you get XP, it fills the bar at the top, and then you essentially choose an upgrade, right? So then, if you have a look at here, we've got 6 available slots for, let's call them active weapons, which is like the whip. And then you will have another 6 slots underneath, it might be hard to see, and that's more passive effects. Armor, healing, but not the things that are really your damage dealers. There's all sorts of synergies. Once you get things to a max level, like max level 8, they can, I think it's 8, they can then evolve if you have the accompanying passive ability. So it's really quite complicated. I think for the meantime, we'll just upgrade the whip. Now you can see it's slashing in 2 directions, which is very helpful. And you can see you do take quite a bit of damage if you're not sensible. Man, this music slaps. Again, I'll confess I probably have the music turned off when I normally play it, just because you can put Spotify on or whatever. But this feels like a new track. Look, let's just keep upgrading the whip and just keep getting it jacked. I didn't actually check the stat line, but like it's probably increased the speed or the damage. Because at the moment you can see we're pretty much just 2 swipes. We would benefit greatly from more points of attack, not so much damage. Though these zombies will be a damage check. We'll see if we can one-tap them. We can. The blue ones will be slightly different. Nope, that's fine. Everything's one-tap at the moment. Except this ultimate bloke behind us, but he'll drop a chest. So it can be quite hard to aim your attacks because they have their pattern and they automatically fire. The whip, funnily enough, is one of the more higher fidelity ones, I suppose, because you can just direct it along this thin column Whereas a lot of them are like automatically lock onto closest dude or just fire in a random direction. There we go. We get our little music. You can skip this, but we'll just let it run. And that'll give us a whip. It won't give us any new items. It'll just give us an upgrade of an existing one. And since the only item we have is the whip, so it goes. Fires quickly in the face direction. Oh, maybe. We'll grab the armor because, funnily enough, I'm clumsily taking quite a lot of damage. High area scaling. Like, at this point, there's not going to be a lot of synergy we have available. I like King Bible, but once you've unlocked a lot of items, you'll start actively trying to synergize certain things with each other. But like right now, it doesn't matter that much because I'm only going to have... I probably only have 6 items in the loot table, you know? The real thing you gotta watch out, the bats that are, I'm gonna call them butterflies, the bats that are in that wave are actually not super damaging. They don't do a lot of damage. If you get caught by them, it's not bad, but what they can do is they can actually push other creatures along and push them into you faster than you can move, and that can be really fucking dangerous, so you gotta watch out for that. I don't know, let's just get the knife. Just the more the merrier. We can walk through here, no punishment while it's frozen. Just gotta watch it when it unfreezes. Oh man. And then you've got like hyper mode and all that, it goes even faster. Rush mode I think is the other one. I can't remember. I was reading through the patch notes, it looks like they've added like level inversion and all sorts of stuff. Seems very much throwback to Castlevania. The skeletons will be a damage check. Not that bad. Hey, I'll grab that. Come on. Oh, the greed scarlet. God, it's cool having a bloody save reset. I'm so depowered. Well, maybe I can't skip it. Maybe it's something later. Another whip. Let's go. Sure. Why not? I should just buy the armor it keeps offering me, because it's only offering me a few items. Oh yeah, Santa water? Who doesn't love this? Just throws a random bloody dot on the ground. Somewhere on the screen. Actually really powerful when you evolve it up and it sort of gravities into you. You can get to a point where you sit still in the center and you just fucking destroy everything. It's tricky. But then you're also, like, if I press pause, there's nothing there. But all these unlocks that can come, we can unlock a map. And there are items that statically spawn on each of the levels, and it's different for each level, right? I wouldn't be able to find them without a map, to be honest. Maybe you could memorize the crossroads or anything like that, but I don't know about that. So you can be incentivized to be more of a mobile character than a just sit still area of effect. You can potentially game that as well. So say you filled out all 6 of your weapon slots and then you go and pick up a 7th weapon or an 8th weapon on the ground from a spawn. You can do that. You can overgear your guy. Well, there we go. We've got 6 now. Now there is a hard cap on run time. 20 or 30 minutes? I'm not sure. I get confused because there's so many of these games now. That's if we make it that far, we'll see. It might actually be tough, because the game's still the game, even though this is slower mode, like... Again, we're not really running a lot of synergy. At the moment I'm going flat. I don't know what else to call it. It's not like I'm a big bloody lingo enthusiast for the genre, but... I figure it's not that different from like a 4X or something where you build flat or you build wide. Sorry, you build flat or you build tall, right? So you could just say level the whip up to 8 before you get anything else, for example, and get really individually powerful things. Or you can just buy one of everything, kid in the candy store, and try and go for that diverse thing. I tend to lean towards that sort of behavior when it comes to roguelikes. Risk of Rain is a good example. I play Risk of Rain a lot and I build very flat, right? I try really hard to have one of everything for almost every character. If only because, oh, this is going to be super useful. This will attract all the XP on the ground. If only because when the game's moving at a fast clip, there are synergies and combos that you might not think of. You know, like, oh, this combos with that, or this makes flames bigger and stronger than that. And you might not clue that you could trip that combo just by looking at it. So that's why I tend to build flat and get one of everything, because then you'll end up accidentally hitting combos. Does this make sense? If you say you had hypothetically every item in the game, then you would probably have every synergy in the game. And then you could probably watch the game and go, oh, look at this, all these dudes are spontaneously combusting, maybe I'll level that up more. Anyway, so that's my build theory. Build theory according to Scarlet. One of everything, please. However, it has its problems. I keep using the term damage check. I don't know if it's a term beyond me, but the game will, at certain intervals, like for example these ghosts, right? These wraith things that, oh god, see how they push you into them? Or push them into you? These wraith things, I would say, are damage checking me now, right? Because they're starting to build up, because I'm not doing enough damage to kill them. That's alright, we'll get there. We will get there. Oh my god, just run some laps for a bit. There's an upgrade, an attract orb upgrade, that will, well, attract... It makes your pickup range a lot higher, and that can be really handy. In this case, we essentially just have to go stand on the XP to pick it up. Just beneath me. Hey, here we go, it's a triple box. So we're gonna get 3 upgrades out of this. So I think your luck stat, which we don't have stat lines on the screen, I can use my mouse pointer. See over here on the left, you will get all these stat overviews, but I think that's something that we have to unlock. Anyway, you have a luck stat, which should affect the rolls there. It also, I believe, see down there it says increase your luck for 4th choice. Pretty self-explanatory. So do that. You can potentially get extra choices in that menu, which is handy dandy. Oh man, it's good playing this again. What a game. Game of games. I think it's like $2 or something. The best $2 you're ever gonna spend. God, I hope the developers actually made a shit ton of cash out of this. I know it's been well received. Over the past 12 months or so. It's cool. It'd be interesting if you saw more developers follow suit, where they release games on the cheap because they believe in the strength of the product. Oh god, everything's happening over here. Just kill everything. Oh, I picked it up by accident. Unless the attract orb did that. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely believe you should charge a fair price for your product and your labour and your hard work, of course. And if you can get away with more and people want to, like, I actually, not that I'm here to explain fucking capitalism, but if you're paying an amount of money that you think's reasonable and the person is selling it for the same and they also think it's reasonable, then guess what? That's a reasonable exchange. So yeah, I just hope that the developer didn't actually shoot themselves in the foot selling this game so cheap. But there's also, you know, if you want to go wider sort of game theory, there is a built-in stigma. As someone who plays a lot of indie games, this is usually a pretty big damage check, these fucking bats. No matter how you go on, they're usually a pain in the ass to kill. But they don't persist the whole way through. They're almost like a mini boss wave. Just gotta not get boxed in too much, you know? Yeah, there is definitely a stigma with this sort of graphics. Like, I would argue there is more meat and game in here than a lot of bloody AAA releases that you get now, right? However, are people going to pay $60 for a pixel art game? And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to start talking objectively as per, you know, value proposition, how much value you would get out of this game, how much fun, how many divorces it'll fucking help you through, and kids you can hide from while you play this in the bloody man cave or whatever. Like, this absolutely earns a AAA price, I would say. But good luck selling that to dude bros, you know? Don't get me wrong, I like me COD as much as the next dude, but I think there's an argument that this is higher value than a lot of, well, higher value, higher cost offerings on the market. Anyway, this big bloody blob of bats following me everywhere, Jesus. We really need the whip to get involved. This music absolutely kills. So this coin, oh, here you go, the 11-minute mark. I remember this. Can I break out? Okay. That worked out alright. Fortunately, I don't know if I'm really going to be able to double back around there. We'll see. I'm leaving a lot of coins on the ground. I do appreciate, compared to a lot of the sort of clones, inspirations and that, this one is very much, the downtime is non-existent. The downtime is this screen. And once you've spent 5 minutes with it, you kind of know exactly what you're doing. Outside of maybe, oh, I don't know, a new item here or there, right? You gotta be careful you don't run into the sort of, I'll coin the phrase, the Tarkov dilemma, right? Where, oh god, these wolves might actually kill me. Where a game spends more than X amount of time with you fucking around in ancillary busy work inventory management, what I would argue is not the core loop. It's an integral part of the game, but it's not, you don't play Tarkov because you want to sit in your fucking inventory for 30 minutes out of a 40-minute run. However, that's how it can quite often manifest for a lot of people. And I think, how do you fix that problem? It's an interesting problem. I don't have a solution. If they had a solution, I'm sure they'd fix it. Because if you pull the inventory management out, you take out that whole bloody hoarder, scavenger minigame, which is so important in Tarkov. But then, I don't know, what if you went the other way? If you took all the shooting, if you took the actual gameplay loop out of Tarkov and it was just inventory management, it'd be garbage. So, one hand washes the other. But I would argue that the ratios are off. So you gotta, why am I talking about Tarkov? I'm just talking about downtime in secondary tasking in general in a game. And this game nails it, because 99% of the time, you're in there, you're running around, your little fucking monkey brain is turned off, or rather you're in bloody primal monkey mode, just trying to dodge fucking ghosts. Oh, that wolf, oh god, you see what I mean? Those ghosts aren't actually going to be what kills me, it's going to be the wolves that they push into me. Oh god, oh that's it, that's going to be it. Oh, not a terrible run, I would say. First time back. There you go. So we've unlocked that. Oh, we've unlocked 13 things. Is that so? Hide achievements. Show. Find a vacuum. Unlocked a tracked orb. Okay, Jesus. 13 unlocks. Let's go. Go to the collection. You can see they'll start going there. You can see the blank spot. So that is like the ultimate version of the whip. Ultimate version of the magic wand. And these will come when we combine them. So, God, I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm not sure. Armor. Spinach might combo with the cross. Armor might even be with the axe. I'm not sure. But let's say it was. What you would want to do is get an axe to level 8 and have armor in your inventory. And then level ups will start actually dropping the ultimate version of the weapon, right? Power ups. This is where you spend all your dollars. Though, I wouldn't mind buying. We can get another run in. We'll buy you. Can we buy them both? Should we buy them both? No. Because I would rather have power ups. Again, flat versus tall. Do you want to put all your points into one particular thing or what? Every time you buy something, it's going to go, the baseline goes up. So see how that's 200 and a bunch of other things are 200. So if you buy that, it goes 422. Ooh. Sorry, 222 is now the baseline. So you can see there's a bloody tax increasing the amount. That's not so bad. Wait, hang on. It jumped to 326. Yeah, that's fucking terrible. Oh no, 226. Okay. 329. There we go. Let's go with that. Can we get another run in? We can squeeze a little bit of one in. Let's go. Inlaid library. Relics in this stage. Relics in this stage. Yeah, but without a map, how am I going to go? I don't know where it is. Might be able to just go left. Anyway, we'll do this. I'm curious if it's got a different soundtrack. So I didn't check what this chick does. I think she gets more XP. She obviously starts with a different weapon. Oh, there you go. We've got an arrow pointing to it anyway. Cool. Now, that'll probably be protected by dudes, so we want to be careful pushing it. Give me the fire wand, baby. Yeah, this might be the same track. It still bangs though. No denying it. Cross! There we go. I told you we'd unlock that. Let's actually use it. So there's a stat for projectile speed, which can be pretty handy with the cross actually, given the way that it boomerangs. It's essentially a boomerang. Give me the attract orb because I can't help it. You could argue that you could cover for the attract orb if you just had you know, less of a skill issue. But I would rather just have a larger pickup range. I'll take the hit, thank you. Garlic. Who doesn't love garlic? So it's just a close radius damage dealer. Yeah, it's not. If we could level the garlic up, that'd be great, because then I could just walk through these dudes. But there we go. Let's see if I can. Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like it's working. Let's do that. Clock Lancet I don't really rate, and I don't think I know a human being that rates it. Oh, there'll be someone in the comments. It's just this sort of, it rotates like a hand on a clock sitting at a freezing beam. I guess it could be useful in certain specific situations. Wand. This seems to be working alright, eh? Augments area of attack. Let's go. Oh yeah, garlic. Where have you been all my life? Garlic was my first love in this game, 100%. The old Asmon special, Pichone. That bird is actually unusual. We don't really want to fight him front on if we can help it. I wouldn't mind killing him. These mummies will damage check me, I gotta be careful. There is a sort of yin-yang of the birds. There's a black bird, and if you level them both up, you can combine them into a single bird. It's a little bit different. It doesn't require a secondary passive. It requires 2 first actives. I don't know what else to call it. Give me that. Die, you mongrel. Garlic, let's go. Right. More garlic, let's go. I am the garlic man. Yeah, see, I'm still not doing enough damage to these blokes. Oh yeah, I'll take the XP booster. Bugger it. So I'm going to do what I was doing at the beginning. I'm going to sort of loiter again. Try and... Ooh, luck. That's lucky. See if we can't get my sort of... Again, I don't have the terms for it. I played a lot of this game quietly on my own. I want the attractor, but I want the spinach badly. But the ability to just walk through these dudes, overcome the damage check, is something I want to farm for. But we're not quite there yet. Reduce weapon cooldown by 8%. Look, I'll grab it. I guess it would help things like King Bible. I'm more interested in garlic at the moment because it's just allowing me to walk through things. There we go. Let's test it again. Nope. Oh, close, close. We just got to be a little bit careful. We can start pushing on, I think. That little... That's me taking damage. So there is a pretty significant audio noise to let you know, hey, you might not be able to see your character, but he's getting damage. There we go. Jeez, push him off the map, why don't you? Move speed? No, I want spinach. Move speed in a way would fuck with my current system, to be honest, because I'd potentially move faster than I could grind through these guys. Okay. Now we're starting to stall. Yeah. Base area up, yes. You can see now, like, I'm picking a lot of things that combo, for example, with the bird, with the garlic, but they're not really doing a lot for my projectiles. I've only got one more empty slot left anyway. Here comes another damage check. Look how much they're taking. They're taking like 3 hits from my garlic. Nope, don't want it. Go away, exploding lady. Alright, let's step it out. We'll give it a go. At least the way that this wave is laid out, you know, I can kind of cruise through. Increase projectile speed. Let's take that as our last thing. Here we go. Here's our Grim Grimoire. Permanently allows you to peek discovered weapons, evolutions, and unions from the pause menu, which we can see here. Here we go. Oh, we're on track to get the magic wand one by the look of it. That's the only one. Oh, no. Have we got... No, yeah, okay, yeah, right. So, ultimately, we want to level the wand up. These guys, you gotta be careful. They might get me killed here. Because they've got Lancet. So, either I avoid them or... No, I think they're not going to stop until one of us is dead. Oh. That was fortunate that I knocked that guy back. Them slowing me will... Well, that's what lost me half my health bar. Was them slowing me and then the detonator getting me. Come here. Come here, you fuck. Uh-oh. Oh, no. No! I need health so bad. Leave me be. Oh god, I accidentally clipped him. Oh man, what a game! Oh god, Scarlet, what are you doing reinstalling this? I only got 3 unlocks there, but still, you know, the Grimoire is going to be very helpful. Like I said, at a blush, you can get an idea of what you need to work towards. I don't think you can open it during the item select screen, so be aware of that. Anyway, Vampire Survivors, the most high-value game that exists. There's no denying that, right? It's a couple of dollars, and it's worth every cent. You'd be mad not to at least try it, right? Just buy it and give it a go. Even if... I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of a viewer that perhaps looks at it and goes, oh, I don't know about these graphics. You know, maybe it doesn't get across like watching VR, right? I'm telling you, man, give this a go. Just give it half an hour and you might find that you're absolutely in love with it. It's worth it. Anyway, team, it's good to see that it's in full release. Let me know if you're going to get it or if you've got it or if you're going to check it out or maybe you didn't even know and I've told you and so now you're reinstalling it. Anyway, team, I might just leave it there for the time being and I will catch you guys on the next one.